Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Rhiannon. Today we are going to do, I can't call it an unboxing because I got so impatient and ripped it open the other day while I was in the middle of a phone call coaching session. Um, so I've already kind of seen it, but we're going to be opening or walking through the Modern Love Tarot by Ethany Dawn. And let me just tell you, it is stunning. These were two bonus cards that were in here. So let me show these before I forget. Love is beautiful in all its forms. I hope you adore the Modern Love Tarot. This deck should arrive in perfect condition. If there's any issues with the print, well, I'm just summarizing because she sends us in all of hers, which is awesome. She's basically saying if there's any issues, if you're missing any cards, reach out to her. Which is awesome because I actually bought a deck once from Lo Scarabeo, the vice versa deck, and it was missing a card and they would not do anything about it because I bought it on Amazon, even though it was from the Lo Scarabeo shop. So whatever, I was annoyed. Okay, so here's what we're going to do today, which is to interview your new tarot deck. So for those of you guys that are new, I am a full-time professional tarot reader and astrologer, and I do work on several of the world's top psychic hotlines. I also offer coaching for anybody that is interested in getting into this industry or anybody that is in this industry and not making as much money as they would like to. So I will leave links for that, how to get a hold of me for that below. But I, first of all, think it's an amazing thing to interview a deck. But even more so, when you're working in these type of hotline situations, it's nice to know which decks are wanting to be professional work decks or not. Like some of my decks I've interviewed and they don't want to work. They're not like working decks. They want to be my personal decks. I have a feeling this one is going to be great for that. So we're going to use her card that came with this that says the questions are: number 1, what kind of reading will you excel at? Number 2, what are your strengths as a tarot deck? Number 3, what are you here to teach me? Number 4, how can I connect best with you? And number 5, what card sums you up the best? Okay, so we're gonna set that right there and get into this real quickly. Just a beautiful deck. All of her boxes are amazing, nice and sturdy. I love that it has the title on the side so that if you store it this way or this way, you could see what deck you're dealing with. It's magnetic closure. Here's the gorgeous guidebook, and it is a chunky guidebook. I mean, she real thick. Full color pictures, okay? I mean, just a great guidebook. And look at the back, you guys. Oh, only in the last year have I fallen in love with pink. I was a girl that just did not like pink a year ago, but through plant medicine and many healing journeys, I am a pink girly now, and I just cannot even get enough of the back of this deck. Look at how freaking cute. And her kind of little trademark is always like the bumblebee, which I love. You've got the pentacles, the swords, the wands, the cups, the hearts. It's just stunning. Stunning. Gold gilded. Okay. It's giving very much romance by Doreen Virtue, but like in tarot form and just even better. But I think it would pair really well if you do have the Romance Angels by DV, which I do. And I have the original, not some cheap knockoff, but look at the gold gilding on this because I've had this forever. This is one of my, beginner Oracle decks, but I just think, oh no, this is the Angel Answers actually. Where's my Romance Angels? Here's my Romance Angels. But I just think that either of those decks would probably be stunning. And those are considered to be some of my working decks. So yeah, let's do a quick walkthrough and then we will shuffle and do a deck interview. This is also going to be a great video for anybody that's new to tarot and you're wanting to know how to do a deck interview, how to answer the questions, make sure we'll just get into all of that. So starting with the Fool. Love this. It's very feminine. You see I think this picture is just called something of Venus, but very feminine deck. Now, I'm not sure if the whole deck is all female, like the Everyday Witch, not Everyday Witch, the Enchanted, whatever this one is, which I love. This is one of my working decks too. All of the images in this are feminine, female. So I'm kind of thinking that that might be the case here, but let's go ahead and get into it. So the Fool. I love the cardstock, matte cardstock. It is just the perfect thickness. Stunning. The Magician. Ooh la la. She's giving very much Elizabeth Taylor. High Priestess. The Empress. Nope, we do have a male, or masculine at least, image here. The Emperor, which I'm fine with. I like a good diverse deck. The Hierophant. I don't mind like playing around with the different roles, but I do like a deck that has all, you know, representation for all. The Hierophant, which I love that because again, the Hierophant used to be a card that triggered me. It doesn't anymore. So this is like how I would want to view the Hierophant now anyway. So I love that. Of course, the Lovers, and Ethony is, I don't want to tell people what people call themselves, but I know that she is married to a woman. So I think that might be kind of like a representation of her and her wife. But either way, it is just a stunning card. The Chariot. Oh, my goodness. I have a little miniature dachshund that got temporarily paralyzed about 4 years ago. It was so traumatic. He got his ball stuck under my couch and got under my couch and got stuck, and he slipped a disc and was paralyzed. We had to get him one of these little wheelchairs. Oh my goodness, I love this card. Strength, beautiful. The Hermit. So I'm going to quit jabbering and just do a quick walk. I'll speed this up and we'll just flip through all the cards and then we can get to shuffling and getting into the interview because I don't want this video to be too lengthy. So let's just do a quick walkthrough. Do love this, by the way, though. This one of my favorite cards so far in the deck, but here we go. Okay, so wow, what a great deck. Okay, so now we are going to grab our little... You want to make sure you're, thinking about your questions as you're shuffling. I am a reader that does read reversals, but let's go ahead and just see if her guidebook shows reverse meanings. I'm pretty sure it does. Oh, so in the book, you get a general love meaning, a single and loving it meaning, ready for love and dating, committed relationship, struggling relationship. So if I see it in reverse, I think I would think of struggling, or just the end. Just by looking at it, you can see this. I don't know. Definitely by just looking at the guidebook, it's going to be a great tool for the hotlines, because like 99% of the readings are love readings. If you're a professional reader, even if you're not on the hotlines, it sounds like this is going to be a great deck. So anyway, so how I make sure that I shuffle reversals in, I give it a good overhand for a couple of minutes. Then you're going to want to split the deck in half, flip one the other way, okay? And then, so like all of these are reversed and all of these are upright. Okay, that's how I do it. And then every time I take it and go again. But every time I split the deck in half, I'm going to take one and flip it the other way. So every time. So if you're somebody that wants to read reversals, that's how you can make sure, at least when you have a new deck. Once you've worked with a deck long enough, like I have, there's always going to be plenty of reversals. But unless I reset it, which I do reset my decks every once in a while. Okay, so shuffle. I'm going to speed this up to get it nice and incorporated and shuffled. The whole time you're shuffling, make sure you're thinking about it. So I'm setting the intention to do a deck interview. I want to know, what kind of readings will you excel at? I need to be able to see this better. What are your strengths as a tarot deck? What are you here to teach me? How can I connect best with you? What card sums you up best? I kind of already take that as the first card. What card sums you up best? A truth teller. So I'm actually going to keep that as number 5, because I just know for a fact that that's what that was, because it just flew out. Okay, so I think it feels like it's ready. Also, you could take that as a sign that the deck's ready to communicate, right? So we are going to start now. Okay, number 1, what kind of reading will you excel at as a deck? What kind of reading? And that's up to you. You can shuffle till you get a jumper for each one, or you can shuffle till you feel like you're ready and then just pull all 5. It just depends on what type, what's your style. I usually like to shuffle, ask a question for each one. So that's our number 1 card, okay? So number 2, what are your strengths as a tarot deck? What are your strengths as a deck? And I'm going to take both of those. Number 2 actually goes over here. So number 1, number 2. So number 3, what are you here to teach me? What are you here to teach me as a deck? There it is. 3. Number 4, how can I connect best with you? What's the best way to connect with you as a deck? How can I best connect with you as a deck? What's the best way to connect? And if you don't get a jumper, you just go till you feel like it. Okay. So actually, let's turn those over. Pretend like we don't already know. Okay, so number 1. What kind of reading will you excel at? And we've got the 5 of Cups reversed. So regardless of which way you've got the 5 of Cups, it is, it's a sad card. I kind of a little bit prefer the 5 of Cups in reverse, but nonetheless, 5 of Cups definitely makes sense with this being the modern love. It is for people who are confused about love, heartbroken, trying to decide what they should do. I see 5 energy as stagnant energy, stuck energy. This is the type of energy most people are in when they come to get a reading. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Most of the time, people aren't going to come and pay a bunch of money for a reading if everything in their life is perfect, right? So we can just kind of always assume that somebody's going through something if they're in front of you. So the difference for me, how I choose to look at 5 of Cups in reverse differently, and it's better when you're looking at more of a traditional 5 of Cups, because normally you've got the 3 cups that are spilled, and when the card's upright, he's staring down at the 3 of Cups, okay? But there's 2 of Cups left standing. Here, I only see 1 cup, and she's holding on to it. So this 5 of Cups, right off the bat, is just much more somber. I don't know that I would necessarily see it any better in the reverse position. I feel like it's just as sad. To me, we're 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So here we've got 4 cups filled, and the last one, she's hanging on to it by a thread. Where in most, especially for RWS decks, we've got 3 cups that are spilled and 2 that are standing. So how I tend to look at it in reverse is that you decide to turn and look at the 2 cups that are standing. And in the tarot, the 2 of Cups is basically the lovers, the union. So that's why I do prefer it in reverse. But this one, just there's a real sadness here. Okay. So let's go ahead and just right off the bat, this deck is 100% spot on with the theme here, which is a great deck for love readings. Okay, so we're going to pull up the 5 of Cups. And we're going to go to the struggling relationship part. So, well, we can do general. Let's do the whole thing. General love meaning for the 5 of Cups. Things are tough at the moment. Hold on, there's somebody trying to call me. Things are tough in the moment and you are feeling down. It's not the time to ignore your feelings. Sometimes we lose at love or we struggle with our own hard emotions. Give your grief some time and space to be experienced. Then you can start to heal healthily no matter how long that journey takes. So if somebody was single and I pulled this card for them, this might be the meaning for it. Try not to isolate yourself for too long. Some space is good, but don't wait to be MIA so long that your friends start to worry. Don't cut yourself off from all the people and things that you give joy and fulfillment. It may feel like you want more alone time, but really what you may need is some time, is some company and fun. Ready for love and dating. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to take this deck. I'm doing a Galentine's event not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, February 10th. I am 100% taking this deck. It's a real jungle out there and dating may seem like it keeps getting harder. Don't take on other people's issues and pain as your own. You are not here to be anyone else's emotional punching bag. Date yourself for a while or go out with some friends who genuinely love you. Fill your cup back up so you can face dating full of energy. That's great advice. Somebody who may be in a committed relationship. It's time to be strong for someone else while they heal from losing a special relationship. They will be there for you when the time comes. This card may also represent a different type of loss. Children leaving home, retirement, or other changes in the household's dynamic. Daily small changes make a big difference to help with the loss, even if you can't see how. If you're in a struggling relationship, this is that you may be experiencing regrets about the choices that you may have made in your relationship. No matter how this is playing out for you right now, it's not fun being you. Deal with your current situation with as much emotional maturity as you can muster and take responsibility if you have done something to hurt someone else. The end. It hurts when love is over. It takes time to mourn the loss of a relationship, and that is entirely normal. We all cope and work through our pain different ways. Healing is not a linear journey, except that it will take as long as it takes, which is amazing. But back to the interview. This is going to be great for people who are going through breakups, which is 99% of my business. So already, yes, this will be added up here to my working decks. I already showed you guys that her Awakened Soul Oracle is one of those. My desk is a mess. I totally need to clean it, but I digress. Okay, let's get into number 2, which is over here. So number 2, which is the question of, what are your strengths as a tarot deck? Okay. So We pulled 2 cards here. What are your strengths as a tarot deck? We've got the Moon in reverse and the World in reverse. So again, it's for people that are struggling with their emotions, because I would see these being in reverse as blocked energy or obstacles, right? And I said it already today. People don't come to me when everything's great. So they do have emotions that they're having a hard time dealing with. They're maybe having a hard time ending a cycle and starting a new cycle. They're not feeling successful in love or maybe even career, right? So they're going through big changes because we've got 2 major arcana cards here, both in reverse. So they're going through a lot of big, heavy emotional stuff, and they need some guidance to kind of help them close this blocked world card out, clear these blocked emotions and move forward in their life. So perfect. This is going to be a great deck. Their strengths are to help people with blockages and big time life stuff, not just the day-to-day minutia, as we would some say, right? I'm gonna push this down just a little bit. Okay, number 3. What are you here to teach me, modern love? What are you here to teach me? Queen of Swords reverse. Well, that maybe there is some room for me. I definitely don't consider myself a sugarcoater, but I am definitely always looking at the silver lining, and maybe this is the deck that's going to help me to be a little bit more, I don't want to say blunt. I don't ever want to be mean, but maybe I am being too sweet, or maybe I am, just, sometimes maybe people need just a little bit more of a reality check, I would say, with this Queen of Swords reverse. Let's go into the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. So I'm going to go to the struggling relationship because it's in reverse. The truth is going to come out. So if you've been less than honorable, it's best to be the one to break the news before your partner hears it from someone else. So yeah, it is kind of saying, there are times where somebody really needs to hear, like, they may be really, really delusional and it's not healthy for them to stay there, and they really need to hear the cold hard truth. And this would be the deck to go to for that, to help me get in touch with that. But so if you've been less than honorable, it is best to be the one to break the news before your partner hears it from someone else. If you've been wondering what's been going on in your partner's mind, you're about to find out. It just might not be pretty. So again, take it always back to the question that we're asking, right? So we're going to go to number 4, which is right here. And number 4 is, how can I best connect with you? How can I best connect with you? Page of Cups. So just have fun. And page cards don't think they know everything. And it's easy for, especially me, I've done probably close to 25,000 readings. And it's easy to think that you know everything. We're never going to be done learning. At least I always want to live in a place where I'm never done learning, and I can always look at things with awe. So I can tell the truth, but also still be kind and loving and empathetic, which is what I really always pride myself on. So I love that. Page of Cups. This deck can help me channel my inner Page of Cups. And let's go. It's just hard because it always, like, flips to the pages where you can't see which, what picture it is. Oh, Page of Cups is after the 10 of Cups. Dum-dum. So 10 of Cups, Page of Cups. General meaning. The Page of Cups is all about communication through the heart. You may find yourself really into writing poetry about love or reading romance books. Maybe you are finally ready to tell your crush that you have the hots for them. This card is about raw, simple emotions that don't need to be overanalyzed. Just felt and honored for what they are. Okay? So that goes hand in hand with this. Totally. And that's how I can best connect, is just be in this energy, which is so good. And finally, number 5, what sums what card sums you up the best, which we had already gotten the very, very first card, which is the Ace of Swords, which is all about truth, honesty, great communication, you know, perfect for this. Perfect as a professional reader, as an online tarot reader. I can't think of a better card to get than the Ace of Swords. Let's get to that. Cups, swords. I think it went to swords. My only complaint is that I'm a real stickler that I like my deck to go from major arcana, wands, cups, swords, pentacles, like the cardinal signs, right? So wands being cardinal fire, so Aries, that comes in the spring, so it's first. Then Cancer, cardinal water, so that's next. And then swords, cardinal air. And then finally Capricorn, cardinal pentacles. And that just makes it easy for me to navigate. So that's just my only tiny little complaint. I'm totally anal about it. When I reset my decks, they have to go in that order. All right, I can't even deal. But where were we going? Ace of Swords. The swords. Okay, so general meaning. This is a sign from the universe that you need to get clear, crystal clear about what you want and need from a relationship. Not on the fence about your deal breakers. Know what you stand for and what you will and won't accept in a relationship. A little compromise is normal, but compromising on everything is settling, which I agree. But, you know, our traditional meaning of the Ace of Swords, which I love. So this deck interview was spot on. I am stoked to use this on the lines and even more excited to take this to the Galentine's event in 2 weeks that I'm going to do. I'm going to take a couple different decks and let people choose, but I already have a feeling that this is going to be the deck that they choose because it's just absolutely stunning, first of all, and it's just perfect for Valentine's Day and love. My nails are already perfect for that as well, even though I'm already getting them done again next week. But I'm going to stick with the Valentine's theme. So anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on this deck? Do you have it? Do you want it? Of course, I will leave Ethany's website linked below. She's an amazing reader. She is an amazing author. She has, I think, 5 or 6 other decks. The next one I will be reviewing is going to be the Penumbra Tarot, which I'm excited about because we do have a lunar eclipse coming up, I believe, next month. And then we've got the total solar eclipse coming up in April. So not in February next month, but March. I think the lunar eclipse is in March. So anyways, I will be doing this one next. So make sure that you do hit subscribe so that you won't miss anything. And please give a thumbs up and comment to boost this in the algorithm so that the world can see Ethany's beautiful deck. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.